shot at and cut with a knife, messing around with another man's wife. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys. Threw my boss out the window and got fired for my last job. Hot wired a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. Paid my brother-in-law half to death, lost $20 on his football bet. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just good old boys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you on this beautiful Tuesday morning?
I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Yeah?
I'm more tired than I should be on a Tuesday.
Why? What'd you do last night? You go out drinking?
No.
Charles Barkley at a club?
I did the gym.
Oh, that would do
workout.
it. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll learn you.
Painful.
Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show. I'm Ash Wade. Brent Carter to my left, live from the South Texas TV studios, drinking my coffee out of their nicely supplied Yeti cup.
Very nice. South Texas TV is really doing a great job. If you haven't checked it out yet,
check them out
on the Roku app,
Apple TV,
which is free.
Yep.
Then you can go in on your smart TV and go to South Texas TV.
If you have a smart TV, you just download the app on your TV.
Sure. See some of Caleb Shaw's work. There's some good things on that program, on that channel.
Lots of good things and more coming.
They're really big, really big.
Really soon.
I heard the other day, Ash, that VEDC is now past the promising stages and that there are big things really coming. That there's going to be, you and I talked about the fact that Merck is going to transition all their ships to run off of ammonia. That is coming. And there's going to be a big ammonia plant here in the area to the tune of $1 billion or multiple $1 billion facility.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in the area, that means Gregory Portland?
No. Victoria's involved in that.
Okay.
And the VEDC is also now being paid to manage other people's economic development issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
What did Junior Samples say up there?
Well, we were going to get to that because it's all kind of connected a little bit to the Wade and Carter weather. Brought to you by the fine folks at AT Deerlam Hay Feed Store. Stop on by for everything you need at AT Deerlam.
We didn't have you coming on today. Oh.
38 degrees, the high today. Sunny, windy, burn ban in effect.
38 degrees?
Celsius. I'm just trying to make people feel better.
77 degrees right now, heading to a high today of 101. We got a full schedule today. I want you to come on. We have things to talk to you about, but we got to schedule it. Bye-bye.
I was just trying to make people feel better about the temperature.
It won't work.
No,
it's
I know.
38, but
that's where we're heading to a high. Celsius, folks. But yeah, what translates to 101? Sunny and windy. Burn ban in effect. No surprise. I'm surprised it didn't go into effect earlier, but I guess they had to meet first to do so.
Yes, sir.
Diane Tippett checking in. Keith Williams, Justin Glass, Marvin Mickish, Karen Webb. Good morning. Scott Snow, Will Vincent, Junior Samples, Judge Posey, Scott Tomko, Linda Christ, Brent Anderson, Matt Boucher.
Hello, Zip.
Lisa Poole, Daniel Wade White, Bobby Leister, Patricia Nagel. Good morning. Kendra Douglas. Seeing Judge Posey check in. Brittany Posey Tanazzi, the barrel racer. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. I did a little more digging because I didn't follow the Calgary Stampede Rodeo as closely as I have done in past years. But she wins the $50,000 shootout. She also won Pool C and some pretty good day money. And I don't believe the $50,000 counts towards your NFR earnings, but the day money does. And she was sitting third in the world heading into the Stampede and likely will be sitting in probably second place. I don't think she won enough to sneak into first in the world standings, but good showing for her. So she's going to move up in the standings once they compute and cash all the checks and do all that stuff. But a 17-11 run
big arena
through the barrels.
Big arena.
And I watched the run. It gave me goosebumps. I've not seen anybody turn barrels that tight at Calgary in a long time.
There you
Good
go.
run.
There you go.
2-time world champ, too. So
You're
she's
fired up
good.
about barrel racing in Canada.
Yeah.
And we can't get curling at UHV.
No.
I just keep pointing out the hypocrisy and the short-sightedness. Can't think of any really good reason other than ice and money and talent that keeps us from competing.
That's all it takes.
On the national level.
There's Joe Mendenhall checking in. Tammy Keeling, good morning. Rena Scherer.
I guarantee you could find college-age participants to
Oh, I'm
come
sure.
down and curl from Canada. No curling with the rock. I could show them how to sweep. Are you out of here? You taking a break?
Oh, Lord.
Wow. Travel safe.
Sorry to hear
Sir.
that, Bill.
Bill Posey's
Posey be out for a while, I'm
back
sure.
on August 1st. He's got family business to take care of.
Stephen Kidder checking in. Or Scott Tomko pointing out the Rangers are still winning. Astros didn't lose last night, so I guess we can jump into our Astros report brought to you by the fine folks at First State Bank of Louise. Friendliest
Astros
bank
played tonight
anywhere.
in Colorado.
Yeah,
They
we had a travel day yesterday.
recently took 2 from the Rockies in Houston. Astros won 17 of their last 25. They're playing good baseball, but so are the Rangers. And as the trade deadline looms, you're going to see teams starting to make some changes. I made the comment the other day that I think it would be brilliant for the Rangers to give up pretty much whatever they had to give up to get Shohei Ohtani from the Angels. And you might say, well, they would never trade Ohtani. Yeah, they would. They're 8.5 games back in the West. They're not going to win the American League West this year, period. They could trade Ohtani now, pick up, let's just say, an outfielder, an infielder, and a pitching prospect. And at the end of the year, they could still offer Ohtani $600 million to come back. They could make their team better, loan him essentially like Christian Vasquez was loaned to the Astros by the White Sox. Now, Vasquez, as we know, went on and went somewhere else. But when he came here,
A lot of talk he was going to resurface
Go
back,
right back to Chicago.
or wherever he came from.
he told them at his press conference, I'm leaving now, but I'm a free agent and I intend to come back. And that didn't offend anybody. He played hard here. He said, my job now is to help Houston win a championship, which he did, and they did. Ohtani should be on another team before the trade deadline. I'd love to see. It's knowing that you can't keep him, knowing that you don't have the Asian community to support his breadth of influence,
And his contract?
you ought to rent him. Maybe we were talking about picking up Cody Bellinger. So the Astros, in theory, looking to pick up Cody Bellinger, who's an outfielder. Well, you say, why would you do that? We've got Tucker, Myers, McCormick, Julks, Alvarez. Brantley's hurt, but we've got all these guys.
Alvarez is hurt.
So what you do is you bring Bellinger in and you trade Jake Myers, for example, to the Angels. Now, they pick up a guy that can play center field when Mike Trout, the perpetually hurt Hall of Famer, is on the bench. I may have just found your trade. You bring Bellinger in, upgrade your backup to McCormick.
Yeah, but you're going to probably need McCormick in order to get Bellinger out of, where's he at? The Cubs or the Mets?
I don't know. That's good bingo. I don't know what you do. That's why you have Dana Brown, the GM, who put together some Atlanta Braves teams that are still playing good baseball.
Yeah, the Cubs, 7 games under 500.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Talk that Marcus Stroman could be available there, former Jays pitcher. Astros really. If one thing became apparent against the Angels over the weekend, it's not the bats. The bats aren't the problem. The bullpen is the problem. And everybody pretty much let us down each game of that series in Anaheim. Stanek was terrible when he came in. Presley did not close out the game.
No, Presley seems to have slipped a notch from his World Series performance level.
Word is the Mets are shopping Scherzer and Verlander.
It wouldn't suck to bring Verlander in for a playoff run.
No.
That would be a little shot in the arm for him, no kidding. I think he would do well.
I think he would probably. I mean, he hasn't been the Verlander that left here, but I think getting back to a contender.
Oh, yeah. He'd be motivated.
And a place where he's comfortable and knows what the team can do would take some pressure off him.
Yep. Got to pay him. But you'd only pay him for that part of the season that you need him.
Well, and I'm sure you can work out a deal where the Mets are retaining salary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can bet that all those plausibilities are being studied.
Yeah.
Much like First State Bank Louise, you have banking opportunities, you have banking situations, you have finance challenges. Reach out to First State Bank of Louise, walk in and say hi to Lolly. You can ask for Patricia Nagel. She's on the road a lot. They're opening a new freestanding branch in Sugar Land. Reach out to the friendliest bank anywhere.
Here's the thing about Verlander. I mean, he's 3-5, which, again, he's on the Mets. ERA is still sub-4. But he's not striking out batters like he did when he was with Houston. 63 strikeouts, 75 innings pitched. He's not He's not overpowering.
With us,
the
he
hitters.
Have over 100 in 75
Probably,
innings.
yeah. But he's not getting shellacked either. He's giving, 3 runs, 2 runs. I mean, he's not getting run support, obviously.
What about Scherzer?
But I don't know that he's completely healthy.
What about Scherzer? What's his story?
Let's see what Scherzer's story is. I'm getting there. Let me get there. Come on, there it is. There he is. There's Scherzer. Let's see what he's doing now. 8-3, 3.99, 107 Ks in how many? He's pitched 94 innings.
Yeah, Scherzer's a Hall of Famer as well.
Huh.
You'll see some changes, I guarantee it.
Dance with the one you know, or do you go a different direction? If you could get either one of them and the price is going to be the same, and I don't know what that price would be,
I'd
but
get
obviously
Verlander.
Probably a pick, maybe a couple draft picks and a couple of prospects, and maybe a guy that's ready now.
Yeah, I would give him Montero. That'd probably cost you an extra pick. Like, you can give me 2 picks. No, I'll give you 2 picks in Montero. Okay, 3 picks.
3 picks in Montero, and you got a deal. Sold!
Montero's a guy that can really deal. I mean, he can throw it in the high 90s, but he's just...
it's flat. It's not moving.
That's right.
Torrin Bales checking in from the Dominican. Good morning to you. We're huge in the Dominican Republic.
Hello, TB. That's
Stephanie Conti, Greg Garcia, Ricky King, Jarrett McCurgan. Good morning, Cuz. James Kurth checking in. Sheriff Louderback, Funky Trey Molina. Let's get to that after the break.
Hello,
Greg
Funky.
Garcia says Astros definitely need a pitcher. Offense will be fine like always, but they've got to get through the injury bug. I don't know that they're not getting through it. The bats haven't been the issue.
I'm not sure how many more games they would have won, for example, with a healthy Altuve all year. I'm not. I think they may have won a few more games with a healthy Alvarez all year.
Yeah, but the problem to me is the pitching.
Yes, I think that's the most easily.
And I think part of it is the
fixed.
starting pitchers are putting too much pressure on themselves because I don't know that they've got a lot of faith in their bullpen right now.
No, that's right. And Fromber's been the only real consistent starter. Hunter Brown's leading all rookies, but B. Small says David Clyde. David Clyde, he's tanned, rested, and ready. Hadn't really pitched since the late 70s.
No, he's too busy golfing, if he's still golfing.
Yeah, think about that. He's in his 70s.
At least.
Well, let's think. He came up at like 19, but in the 70s, that was 50 years ago.
He was drafted the year before, the year after Doug Heinold went to the Yankees. Or maybe the same year.
Man, long time ago. There's Ralph Salazar. The
Morning,
Hall
Ralph.
of Famer will be in here in a little while.
Coach Stav will be in here in a little while. We're going to talk with Coach Stavanoa from the Jaguars.
He's a young guy. Does he have
guy.
time to follow MLB?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I think we'll ask him what he thinks. What would you do?
He's an Astros fan.
There you go.
So we'll definitely talk to him about that.
Folks, Armor Air, 579-0966. Get by Armor Air if you have they're right there on 236. If you're out there off the loop, they're coming into town on, what is that, the Upper Mission Valley Road? 236?
Yeah, I think
One of them
so.
Mission
One of them
Valley
Mission
roads.
Valley roads. You'll find them. You don't need to. You don't need to go there.
No,
Just
call them. They'll come to you. Fantastic organization, great people, friendly folks, fair, honest, kind of the Wade and Carter of AC contractors. Give them a call. Let them come in and help you.
361-579-0966.
White Trash Services, 550-1826. Got to say hi just a minute ago to BJ Nelson and Rick Jones. We want to have BJ on, but it's going to take more time.
Yeah.
And we talked to you, 2 weeks ago about BJ's unwitting indoctrination into political criticism, and we want to get her on here and just ask her. One thing about Ms. Nelson that we adore is that she'll just tell you this is what happened.
Yeah.
And I want to get her on here and let her show you the other side of the pancake. But between now and then, White Trash Services, you know that White Trash Site Services is spearheading that event or that project downtown. They're picking up every one of those little red paver bricks by hand, setting them aside to be reused when they expand the sidewalk project downtown.
Nice.
They're doing all that in preparation for the 200th anniversary of Victoria.
And the expansion of De Leon Plaza and the closing of the street and
Not
basically
surprised
making a
White
downtown
Trash
area.
is helping with that project. USA Concrete Coating, then when they're done, they're going to come in and put down a tough as nails polyurethane coat. It won't crack, stick, peel, or fade. They're going to cover the entire main street.
Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't it be cool? They can't do that, but they can do it at your house. They can do your garage.
They should do that in some of these subdivisions. People complaining about some of the road repairs and the top coats that have been put down.
Even if there's a pothole, just
Yep.
put that stuff in it.
Call USA Concrete Coating.
There you go.
578-HOME. They're the one to call. We'll get a
Wind
report when
Services.
Junior Samples comes back from Europe on the floor that they're putting in his place.
I went by Went yesterday, and they told me that even if you go to one of the box stores and pick up a generator there, that you're still going to have to call Went or somebody
Like Went.
like Went to come out and make all the connections.
Yeah.
Why not just let Went do a turnkey job? They're not charging you extra for doing the turnkey. They're charging you one price to put the whole unit in, and I guarantee it's cheaper than subbing it out to your cousin's neighbor's friend when he has time. By
Absolutely.
that time, the storm will have hit and you won't have any electricity.
Brent Goen checking in.
Good morning, BG.
Morning to the folks at Warrior Supply. There's Buddy Stavanoa, James
Absolutely.
Kurth. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, B. Small says, I don't think a lot of people make a trek to their HVAC contractor.
No, but you know, you could because they're nice folks.
They are nice folks, great folks. Kerry Bump, good morning. James Kerr says, build back a better harbor bridge. What's the deal with that Shane guy? I'm not sure who the Shane guy is that he's talking about, but man, that bridge is becoming a mess, isn't it?
It's like the elephant in the room. I agree that it's no doubt it's a bonded project. So there's no doubt that somewhere there's a big Lloyd's of London insurance organization syndicate on the hook. It's $1 billion bridge. I think you're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars to tear down what's there and then rebuild $1 billion bridge, probably with a new contractor. Darren Walechek checking in.
Yeah, they've got. I mean, you were telling me this morning they've got chunks of concrete sloughing off this thing.
Off. They say that's indicative of moisture in the mix at the time that it was poured. That doesn't belong there. There's too much water in the concrete or something. It's just flaking off in sheets. If that's happening now, that bridge won't last for the 100 years they want it to last.
No. And the project's already gone up like $110 million. Oh, James Kerr says that's the port director that quit.
But they've spent too much money they can't scrap it. They've built all the infrastructure to tie into it. It's ready to go.
But how do you not scrap it?
B. Small says he's headed over to his lawn guy's place today. See, that's that acerbic, easy to be the armchair quarterback wit. You can always come in and hammer somebody. I lost my script, you know.
It happens.
Yeah.
You did a pretty good job ad-libbing.
Sure.
But seriously, even if they go forward with this bridge, how many people are going to roll the dice and want to drive that thing on the daily? And there are people that are going to have to.
Daily, correct. From Gregory, Portland,
from
into
going
downtown.
Next time, I mean, if that's the bridge that I've got to take to get into Corpus, I'm going the long way through Sinton and that way, and Odom and down that way, and down through 37.
Right.
I'm not taking that bridge.
No way.
And I mean, and you know what's going to happen? The minute they hold the company building this thing accountable, they'll file bankruptcy because they'll have no choice, because their bond is going to have to kick in. They'll never be able to get another bond based on the shoddy work here.
That's right.
And there'll be so many lawsuits that they'll just declare bankruptcy and walk away, and then in a couple of years resurface under another name with the same owners and the same shoddy work. That's just what happens.
Trey asked a good question. How do you fix all the mess already done? You literally blow it up. You implode it. You move people out of the area, and you literally 9/11 it. You drop it to the ground.
And it goes into the water, and it becomes
a natural
reef.
For
a man-made reef for flora and fauna and waterfowl.
Yeah. That's right.
Greg Garcia says he'd rather not have to swim to get to Corpus. Absolutely.
No kidding.
You'll need that aqua car from the 60s.
James Kerr says that's the second bad job they've done, and he's correct. They also had another bridge that collapsed that they were involved in, a project they were involved in. So they got some splaining to do, and the bond companies don't like writing checks. So you can bet they'll be in New York across the desk from an angry Jewish man. It will happen.
Apparently, some of the troubling areas where have continued to be troubling areas. There was a report by TxDOT in 2022 that highlighted 5 issues that led to a halt in construction. And some of these are the same issues that have not been addressed.
Concrete integrity and things like that. You know, they could just call my brother-in-law. They could call Starkwear Construction. He could do it. See, Johnny shows up with like one of those like a 5-gallon Lowe's bucket and one of those mixers on a drill. Looks like you'd make bread with it.
And his little,
trowel
and that square thing that they put it on.
Like Carl Spangler. No big deal. I got some spackling. Just it goes on pink. When it dries, it'll be fine.
Oh man. Yeah, James Kerr thought, I mean, that is the thing. You continue to build this bridge because the plan is to get rid of the other bridge, right? This will be the only bridge. That was the
plan. Talk about an ambitious plan, too. They were going to blow that bridge up and drop it into the water, and like 3 days later, they said they're going to have it all out of the bay.
Yeah.
Good luck, because it's going to close the ship channel.
I mean, this is the only bridge. This will be the only bridge.
It's got to work.
I'm not sure when you build this, you can't. I get it. You don't want to have 2 bridges, but I don't see how you have a point, because at some point that other bridge is going to collapse.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that they want to be able to get actually bigger ships into the port.
Would have been great, Trampolina says.
Right. It would have been great.
Oh, man.
You know, that's something we'll ask Congressman Cloud about the next time we have him on, Michael.
Yeah, because there was a lot of federal money that went into that deal.
Lots.
And let's be honest. This affects people here. A lot of stuff that comes through this area comes out of the port of Corpus Christi.
Yeah, comes across that bridge, or it's got to go around all the way around to Sinton and Odom and Refugio, Capano Bay.
It's not Copano Bay?
Yeah, it's still Copano Bay. The Indians go, wait a minute, it's not Spanish. Capano Bay, S.A.
Brent Anderson asked it, is it a here's the architect coming in.
Right.
Is it a design issue or a construction issue?
It's been rumored to be a little bit of both, hasn't it? But I think it's mostly a construction issue.
Well, yeah, but I'm guessing if they're not, I was a roommate to a civil engineer, so this is my expertise. That's it.
At a Holiday Inn Express.
Yeah, almost the same thing. I slept at one last night. But if your concrete's sloughing off,
it'll slough right off.
You obviously haven't mixed it right, which might be a civil engineering issue, right?
Right. The mix may not be right. You've got a lot of things working against you. The salt air is constant down there. I think, Brent, it's being viewed right now as a construction issue.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm gathering. I don't think. Well,
it's massive, dude.
I wonder if that's what Brent's getting to, though. Is the design too ambitious for what they're trying to do? Can you accommodate the design?
Why can't we just have some of those cool cables like they have on
that one bridge in Dallas?
And also, yes, that one's awesome. They also have the bridge in over the east side of Beltway 8 in Houston. Has wonderful suspension.
Junior says the Marine Engineer Company dropped the ball. But I'm assuming that's maybe what Brent's getting to is the design of this thing too ambitious for what they're trying to do.
Always blame the architect.
Clayton Meyer says just get a pool guy to spray some gunite on it. It'll be fine.
It should be fine.
Is there troubled water? There will be if that bridge gets spilled.
A bridge over troubled water. Nice.
Actually, a troubled bridge over calm water is more what it is.
Man.
But, man.
You talk about opportunities lost. Every time I go to Corpus and when I cross the existing bridge, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
As long as you don't look to the right.
Yeah, you have to look at the bay.
And all those plants and oil refineries and everything over there. But I don't know. I always thought, I don't know. I just thought Corpus Christi, when I, not really having been to Corpus Christi, I just thought Corpus Christi, it's on the bay, right on the Gulf, going to be a nice city.
Give me a little bit.
Then you go there and it's not so much.
As the snow flies.
You just brought this to my mind when we talked about Corpus. Don't look to the right.
Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
You made me think about Corpus.
That's what you think about Corpus?
The only thing bad about Corpus is, Corpus.
It's Corpus.
Other than that.
Stuart Martin checking in.
Man.
Brent Anderson's, maybe we'll find out in the courtroom. Yeah, that's probably.
I think that's probably what you'll hear.
Yeah.
So much is settled there. So much is settled in the courtroom that you need to know about the law offices of Steve Kidder. Let Steve Kidder help you navigate those tumultuous harbor waters to keep you out of the ghetto. Hang on.
Well, the world turns.
Elvis gets it. Atzenhofer since 1926, Victoria's dealership. Let Atzenhofer and Atzenhofer.com lead you to your next new Chevrolet. See the USA in a Chevrolet. If you don't buy it today,
or a gently pre-owned
they'll
vehicle.
be there tomorrow. They're just down the street from higher prices on the DeVero Motor Mile. Stacking them deep, selling them cheap, selling cars like candy bars. Reach out to Atzenhofer today. Gray Barn Design, Gray Barn Mercantile, 920-6803. Let Cheryl decorate your life.
She can.
She can.
She will.
You You go by and see Cheryl. She'll hook you up with flowers. She'll hook you up. You say you don't bring me flowers. Cheryl will hook you up, and we will continue to promote that. She does awesome work. And then AJ's detailing. AJ can brighten up your vehicle. AJ can change the way you look at that car. Remember, you've still got 84 payments left on that rig. It makes sense to
make it look good.
Take care of it.
83 of them at least.
We've been talking baseball.
And now we're really going to talk baseball.
We're going to talk baseball. Coach, you're going to have to go a little closer to that microphone. It's a contact sport.
Right there.
Yeah, that's melodious.
Maybe a little closer.
Yeah. It's a nice tight shot of you and the thermostat. That's kind of the way we roll here at South Texas TV. We're going to do some decorating.
Eventually.
We're saving a spot. We're saving a spot for the Jags Conference Championship banner.
All right.
It's coming. Tell us what's happening. How are you, sir? Tell folks who you are and what you do.
Jonathan Stavinoa, head baseball coach at University of Houston Victoria. And, just happy to be here. And things
I'm
are
sure
going
you
good.
are. And nobody told you needed to be here.
No,
you just
not at all.
popped up on your own at 7 o'clock and said, I'm going to the radio today.
Absolutely. It's summer. I'm always up early, ready to go, and here we are.
Tell me, kind of give us.
Let's be truthful. You're not up early by choice. The kids are waking you up at this time of day.
Yes, that's right.
Give us a recap of your first season as the skipper of the UHV Jaguars.
Not bad. We started off a little slow and then kind of found each other a little bit, and by the end of the season we were 5th, 6th place going in the conference tournament and ran the table 4-0. Won conference championships in year one and went to the regional in Mississippi and had a good little run there and went 2-2 and I thought overall the finish, how we came together was really nice and very successful.
You know, you say that and a lot of coaches do, but you played the game at a high level. You grew up in the game. You obviously love the game. You make your living with the game. Describe the dynamic of when you actually, especially when it's your team, when you feel that team actually come together, when you feel like, okay, these guys are believing in each other, they're naturally picking each other up after an at-bat, they're naturally backing each other up when, instead of me having to say, get over there.
Can you point to a game in the season where that kind of happened? Or a time frame
one
roughly?
game necessarily. Well, I mean, when we were at Xavier, we had a rough we had a really good competition that we played in the first 3-4 weeks of the season. We went to Xavier. We were finally able to run some different plays, get guys on first and third, put some pressure on, and you actually saw the team cheering for each other, doing little things like that. And then it kind of, as it went on, I'd say again, we had some guys go down with injuries and things like that, and the next guy step up, and the next guy step up, and then the guy comes back and we're battling it out, and it was never a, man, why is this guy playing over me, is what it turned to at the end. And then once we went up to Texarkana, that was kind of special, going, old homecoming type of thing. And with what happened there, I saw the team really come together after that. And I'd say that really pushed us to that next level.
And for those that don't remember, that's where you guys were playing a game and a stray bullet hit one of the Texarkana players standing in the dugout or in the bullpen and halted the game and really kind of put things in perspective. Trey Molina has a question for you before we get on to other stuff. He says, Coach, my 2 great nephews are committed to UH. What? Not UHV, Trey? Come on, man. Thought we were friends. Yeah, anyway, he goes, do you have any advice for them finishing out their high school careers?
Just keep grinding. Get in the weight room. That's a big thing. If they, take care of your academic stuff, that's always a headache if you don't get in the classroom, study, do that, SAT, ACT scores, take care of all that stuff, and really get in the weight room because they're going to be coming up to the next level, going up against 22, 23-year-old guys coming in the transfer portal and everything like that.
So don't wait until your freshman year to add the weight. Add it now and take care of your freshman year.
Absolutely.
Right?
Unless you're really big and you need to lose a little weight, then go the other way. So,
how do you deal with the idea of loyalty and longevity versus right now versus the future? For example, let's say you've got a team and they're rolling along and and you just don't feel it. It's not even a chemistry issue. They just don't have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
At what point in the year do you say, I got this freshman who's about as productive as this junior, and I'm just going to make the move and get this kid some reps? I don't even have a position in mind. I mean, how do you make that call? Because it seems like at the high school level, I've got a kid that's playing sports at the high school level, and in his mind, there are still, there's some older boys that are saying this. There's some older guys. And I'm like, quit waiting your turn.
Right.
Go take what you want. How do you encourage an underclassman, which you were at one time?
Right.
Go out there, man, I know I'm better than that guy. Or I could be better than that. I'm at least as good as him, and I got 3 years left.
Right.
How do you, and then switch hats for me, how do you manage that to keep, team chemistry?
Well, there's always going to be ups and downs. It's baseball. So you might have a senior up there that's hot at first, and then he cools off, and he's cold for 2 weeks. And that younger guy who's you recruited to be a guy for you, maybe he's not there yet, or you think will get there. It's a tough call. We've had different guys up and down. Sometimes it's injuries that put you out, but sometimes it's hey, let's get this guy a chance. I wouldn't say that there's a specific point where you just give up on a guy. I don't really ever do that because we're all one team, and that's what makes it tough. And as a baseball coach, you're sitting there and it's you're looking at one player's stats, but you're looking at how's the success of the team doing. On top of it, it's not just the intangibles of at the plate. It's also the defense. It's also the speed, the pressure they put on the other team. Is that helping us win ball games? If it's not, maybe that other guy can help us win some more ball games. And then you just got to kind of play around with it a little bit and see where it goes.
And I guess when your team's together, the egos are out of the way, and
Absolutely.
Hey, go get us a hit and let's move on.
And we weren't always there. I'll say that the egos definitely came into play early, a little bit, and it helped drag other people down. You get out, you strike out, you go slam your helmet, you throw a bat, go in the locker room, you want to beat up your locker, everything like that.
Right. You can do that at Riverside. That place is old.
Get down there, it doesn't stay together very well, so we got to, not encourage that at all. But yeah, that'll bring the team down. Once you get past that and you realize that, hey, it's going to be okay, the next guy's going to pick me up, it just, it takes that pressure off.
Awesome.
So look into the future. You got a couple of things coming up this weekend. Tell us about the prospect camp and who that is for and how that benefits them and you.
Yeah, so we have a prospect camp this weekend. Sign up if you want to, uhvbaseballcamps.com. It's, for high schoolers and, maybe guys that just out of high school looking for a spot. Come out. We're going to run you through a pro-style showcase. Me, Coach Doug, and the boys, we're going to run you through. We're going to get times. We're going to get exit velos, everything like that. See if we think you might be a good fit for UHV, if you can help our program, if you're a good fit. Worst case scenario, you get your numbers, and you can use that to go somewhere else if you can't come to us. So that's on Saturday at 9 a.m.
What was the one exit velo on Sunday night that really surprised me in the Astros-Angels game? I think one of the Angels batters popped that one up that landed in between in no man's land.
48.
Like 45 miles an hour or something like that. Yeah.
Did you see Ohtani hit the ball down the right field line? 116.
Ridiculous.
116. It's different when he hits it.
So, hypothetical situation. I've got a kid playing at a JUCO. He's looking to go somewhere, hasn't really found a home. Could he show up Saturday?
Yes, absolutely. The only thing we don't encourage, if you're already going to somewhere, don't just show up and expect it to be okay, because we have bylaws that we operate by. We can't just have, hey, I'm committed to go to Our Lady of the Lake University down the road in San Antonio, and then all of a sudden you show up for our showcase and you want to come here. It's we'll have to turn you away. So, yes.
Yeah. High school kids, how How young
Well,
should
usually
they show up? Like, are you looking for, freshmen for, are you looking for the 27, 28 class? Or are you looking a little bit more near term?
more 24 through 26.
Okay.
Those are going to be upcoming sophomores through seniors. That's kind of what we're looking at to get you early so we can recognize you and see that growth as it goes and also give us a chance after this to come watch you play games as well. So
Helps get them on the radar then.
Absolutely.
And then next week you got something for the even younger kids that'll be fun, and certainly mom and dad will like this one.
Yeah, so I'm excited about this. Our summer kids camp, it's the 24th through the 27th. That's Monday through Thursday. Bring your kids out 9 to noon. Drop them off and leave. Stay around, watch whatever you want to do. But yeah, we're gonna have fun. We've got about 8 baseball players coming out with the coaches and we're going to run them through drills and, different skills, and we'll probably pop some exit velos and different things like that, start them young, but, play some scrimmages. We've got
They love to get on the radar again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they'll love it. They'll enjoy it. And then we've got different games and awards and things like that. We'll have some competitions as it goes along, and it should be a lot of fun.
So, Camp with the Champs, I like the name that you've come up with. What... you got to keep that going for next year.
Yeah, that was Sam Fowler came up with that one. I can't take all the credit for that, but yeah, I like it.
So B Small, one of our best listeners, says he has a little eligibility left. He's I got B Small probably 52, 53. That's also probably his max fastball. He played a little right.
He might have seasons of competition left. Knowing B Small, he's probably used 15 semesters to get halfway to a associate's degree.
You get tired of yelling, hit the cutoff, man. Hit the cutoff. Cut deep. 2 cut. You gotta get out. Second and short. Third baseman's having to take the throw. Yeah, you put him in right. Put your general manager's hat on. I'm going to make you in charge of the Astros. What do you do right now? You need middle relief? Who are you going to trade? What are you going to do?
I think I'd go for another starter on the mound.
And maybe move somebody out of there into the bullpen if you can. Like
absolutely,
Hunter Brown was pretty solid out of the bullpen last year later this year.
He's also about our number 2 starter.
We need something out of the bullpen, and we just need better baseball and later in games because I was watching on Saturday when we lost to the Angels. First off, you're up 3. You come in, you got your closer, everything's going good. It's going to go all right. We're going to walk out of here with a win, and then you let their best hitter spark something. You know what I mean? Boom, dead center home run. After that, bang, bang, and you're, first and second, nobody out, and then it's again and again and again, and then we were up by 1 guy on third, second and third with 2 outs. It's like, okay, don't let this guy hurt you. You can pitch around him. What do we do? First pitch right down the middle, single up the middle. Okay, here we go. Then in extra innings, You got Pena striking out after you got 1 out, runner on third. That's the stuff that just kills you as a coach. But
absolutely,
it's was kind of hard to watch there.
Well, some of that though I think is because they don't know how to situational hit like they used to, and they don't know how to play the small ball. They got a guy on third with 1 out, and they're still swinging for the fences. They don't know how to shorten up that swing and protect the plate at times either.
Yeah, and
it's tough to watch.
Another thing, when you got 162 games in the MLB, you kind of just fall asleep at the wheel when you're going, and you don't treat it like a playoff game because you see it in the playoff games. They get it done. They'll get a bunt down even. They'll hit the ground.
Come on, let's not talk crazy talk.
Occasionally.
I talked to my buddy Doug Hodo, and his son Douglas they moved him up to high A ball. And I said, how's he doing? He said, he goes, he was doing good. He's really good on the bases. He's always been very fast. But he said he literally got to high A and went 4 for 30. And he said, Dad, I hit the ball hard a couple of times. One thing led to another. And then all of a sudden I started pressing. And he said, the biggest problem of going to the next level, because we play 6 days a week, you don't have time to forget about what you did last night.
Right.
He said, you go up there and you have an you have a little hat trick, and the next thing you know, you're back in the box. And he goes, it's tough. Mm-hmm. And so there's no doubt getting to that point where we've always said on this program, and I think the records have shown, that when the Astros are loose and having fun and Alvarez is ignoring, Aledmus Diaz home runs, just ignores him, and they're cutting up in the dugout, you can't beat them.
No.
But when they're tense, they're no good.
And right now they're tense.
They're a little bit tense right now.
And we're talking about how bad, almost how bad they're doing it feels like, but they're only
17 to 25.
Yeah.
They've won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they? 2 games back from the Rangers?
3.5.
3.5,
But who's
but
They
counting?
dropped. Rangers got hot for a little bit there.
You just
Yeah.
got to figure the Rangers are going to cool off because they're just
The
not
Rangers.
that good.
They're the
Yeah.
Texas Rangers.
Right.
Yeah. But they're
But you don't like it to be a deal where the Astros sneak into the playoffs because of an epic fold by the Rangers. You want the Astros to go into the playoffs by winning, and they won't get the wild card this year. The East has, 4 teams? with a
Well, they
better
could
record?
get that third wild
there's
card and be
one
part of
spot
that
it's
play-in
on the
game.
edge.
And I just, to me, that's not baseball.
No.
I don't like leaving it up to a one-game shot to try to move into, the wild card round.
Well, if
That's
it
just,
wasn't for money, 162 games is enough to figure out who the best team in your
Absolutely,
division is.
but
You
it's
can
all
just
about-
play 4 and move on.
That's true.
So your summer's going good.
Yep.
What are your kids doing?
They're all over the place. Sometimes they're doing a little summer camp here, and I think soccer has a summer camp going on right now.
Communist.
But no, they're loving it. We got season passes to Splashway, so we're getting down there a little bit and checking that out some. And it's changed a lot since I was in high school and went there last. You had the
when it
we
had
the
5 rides.
We had the lazy river, and I think one
And those
slide
2
that went
slides?
straight down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
there's all kinds of stuff.
We've got my 6-year-old. I throw her on the double tube, and we go up and down and loops around. You're looking 5-6 stories down, and you get
Yeah.
a little shaky with the wind.
Scares
up
me.
top. I'm not a big fan. I scoot her over to the middle a little bit, but it's a good time over there.
Yeah. You're it's like sliding around on Teflon. You feel like yourself. You get a little airborne coming over some of those hills. It's supposed to be a rush. It kind of it happens pretty quick.
Used to like getting airborne on some of those hills. Now I'm too old for that. The landings hurt more than they ever used to.
Right?
Stav won't know what that is for a few more years.
I'm getting there.
Youngster.
I'm getting there.
Anything else? Let's look ahead to the season because the school year is just around the corner. Nine? I think 9 kids gone. 6 of them I think graduated, and 3 are in the process and used up their eligibility. But what can we expect out of year 2 under the Stavanoa reign?
So we do have a lot of good guys coming back as well. Leopold and Lopez. We've got our all-conference catcher coming back, who was tournament MVP. We got shortstop coming back, who's got the Hustle Award at the conference tournament. I'm excited about some injuries we're getting healed up over the summer. They'll be coming back. We got Fikach and John Michael coming back as well, and a lot of guys. We've got all 3 starters on the mound coming back, and we added about 15, 16 guys to the squad, and I'm excited about this fall and the competition that's going to go on. We've got a lot of talent, a lot of guys that are hungry, and when guys are pushing each other, it's the possibilities are endless. So.
You having to replace the second baseman? You've got the shortstop. Are you having to replace the second baseman?
Not necessarily. We had Julian's back. John Michael, who played some
There
second
you
base,
go.
is back. He blew out his knee with the collision in center field with Raul last year, and so he'll be back. He's actually playing summer ball up in the Midwest.
But you give me an all-conference catcher, and you make me solid up the middle. I mean, a lot of teams draft that way. Let me have the middle good. I'll make the corners work. Good for you. You got a big fat kid left-handed play some first base.
We've got a big lefty.
Maybe
player.
hits a little pop.
I don't know. He's not fat, but he's big boy.
He's got a little pop in his
Oh yeah.
bat.
Oh yeah.
That's what you need. You need that kid to be like about 27.
Where are you getting kids from? That's always a question I get asked as AD. Like, where do you get the kids
Well,
from? Where are they coming from for
We
baseball?
do have some Puerto Ricans. We've got kids from Houston. We've got kids from local. Cuero. We're also adding. We just added a kid from Cuero the other day, who lives in Nursery. So local Victoria native, and then Blake Rogers added on. He's from Industrial. He lives here in Victoria. He's coming back home from Kingsville. We've got a bunch of kids from the Houston area.
That's awesome.
And that's something. And then we got JUCOs. We got a couple kids from the California West Coast area that are coming down, want to get some warm weather.
California Penal League.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Wow
thing.
thing. Fantastic. Well, we'll be out there. We appreciate you coming in and spending a few minutes with us. And
B Small taking a shot at you, says that fat kid at first, a.k.a. Carter.
that was me, slow pitch champion. I trained that infield early, late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, it goes right here. I ain't scooping. I'm not getting hit in the teeth.
And I ain't stretching because
Throw
I'll
it right here.
blow a hammy.
That's right. The
Or a calf.
light hitting first baseman on the slow pitch barbecue circuit.
Looks like you can hit it a
coming
mile.
in and really would love to have you do, as your schedule allows, a fairly regular segment where you come in and tell us what's happening in UHV baseball.
Absolutely.
We,
I'd love to.
Our goal, one of my goals, is to get you a new facility. I know.
That's my goal too.
I really
That's my
want
goal,
to
too.
get you a new facility. I think it'd be very, very smart for us to do. So, well, do come back and see us. We'll let you off the hook today. Get you a donut, and what else you got?
Nothing.
You were giving me the one.
Yeah, the one.
The one.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Why do I want that? Oh, Ash has things to do. Okay. Insurrection. What a cast. Insurrection. Coach, thank you. It's always good to see
Appreciate
you, brother.
it.
I'll
Thank you,
see you
brother.
again soon.
Absolutely.
Coach Stav and Noah coming in. He and Ash work together at UHV. Fantastic. Now look at there. Just like that. Boom. Ash
There
is
you go.
back.
Yep. See, look how that
Everything's
works.
good. The camera works. We're back.
Byron Burris checking in. Trey Molina says, thanks, Coach. So, yeah, appreciate it, Jonathan. Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Great guy. Hello, Byron Burris. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Where are you today?
He might be in Victoria.
He might be. I was
A
worried about
little
him.
touch and go.
Well, he was like in the Bahamas, or I made that up. He was wherever that storm was going to go through.
Dominican, maybe?
Yeah, man. I was worried about
Oh,
it.
yeah, he is in Victoria. Ricky King says Brent had to play first because he can't run or throw.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've got Double B's back in Victoria. Well, welcome home, sir.
Junior Samples says we're back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Folks, Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Let Allen's help you if you need a tow. They're the best.
They are.
They're the ones. If you need them,
The only
call 'em.
ones.
The VCS companies and Victoria's only locally owned and authorized AT&T retailer invites you to come in for all your communication needs. Talk to them about the new iPhone 15. Tell the Hartmans that we said hi. Big Jim, Jennifer, Kelly, JR. Great family business. Great tradition of service.
And
in
they
the
know what
Victoria
they're
area.
doing. That's the key. They know what they're doing, and they do it friendly, and they always give you a fair price and go above and beyond.
Absolutely. Chesnick Furniture, Bobby Leon and his family serving you and yours and your grandparents and their parents too for over 100 years in downtown Victoria. Chesnick and Love make your house a home. Go by today and see why you just always do better at
They're
Chesnick.
right there in West Swan Land. Just stop on by.
Veracruz, best Mexican food in town. Reach out to Veracruz for all your fine dining needs tomorrow, by
They
the
can
way.
cater as well, too.
Absolutely. You want fajitas for $500? Call them. It's great. Some people just call just to get the fried rice, or the
rice,
Spanish
Mexican
rice,
rice.
or they'll call to get beans, tortillas. They're fantastic. Give them a call
A lot of people call just for their salsa.
tomorrow. Friends, not tomorrow. Thursday. You got 2 days to plan. Friends meet friends. Palace Bingo. Wade and Carter night at Palace Bingo. It's a good bingo. Come
That was
on
a good
down.
bingo.
Come on down and have a good time.
We got to say
With us.
we got to say bon voyage
To who?
to the junior, because him and Linda are heading on a cruise tomorrow, I believe. So we won't see Junior for a while.
So many people are going to be so troubled to be trapped with Junior for a week at sea.
Boats are big, lots of places to hide
By the third day, he'll be performing.
on the Lido deck.
Yeah.
B Small says head on over to Allen's Record Service.
Touche, my brother. Touche.
Funky, I've got you.
Well played.
Trailers ready to go. Coming down here soon. I owe you a phone call. I'll give you a call. Okay, stupid Americans.
Yes.
Can we just,
Stop.
what
Just
does
stop.
it take? You got this moron deciding to stray across the DMZ in the between the Koreas and walk into North Korea.
This guy's
and
not
then
smart.
he gets detained. And they're not saying anything about this person. I have
Probably
my sneaking suspicion is yes, they're American, U.S. national.
probably Korean.
That tells me probably of Korean descent and maybe got their citizenship and decided for whatever reason needed to go back.
yeah.
But, I mean, come on, people. You're not Dennis Rodman. You can't just walk into Korea and walk out at your own free will.
So which one's dumber? The guy that does that or the woman from Phoenix who decided it would be wise to get clearly within goring distance of the wild bison roaming around Yellowstone Park and then turn her back on the animal who clearly was offended as he proceeded to gore her
Yeah.
in her stomach and abdomen with his ample horns.
Well, more Americans decide to go play with the bison
Stupid.
than walk across the North Korea-South Korea border.
This is not Dances with Wolves. You just can't get on horseback and cruise out there and pretend you're Kevin Costner.
The Park Service tells you stay at least 25 yards away. And that's only because that gives you at least a little bit of a chance.
A running start.
Because most cases, the bison, when they charge you, they will stop once they think they've eliminated the threat.
Yeah, they don't really want to hurt you. They just want you away from them. This lady apparently was, well, clearly she was close enough that when he charged her, he just put his head down and it gored her pretty good.
And there's been numerous cases this summer of, I saw a video of some lady petting a bison. And the bison gave a little charge, so she was fine. But, I mean, come on.
It's the same thing. You see people that go out and they want to, you'll be at one of your friends, they want to mess with the goats. And the next thing you know, the little ram is just like, bam, hitting you in the shins. And you're like, oh, isn't he cute? Well, multiply that times 1,000, and then you've got a buffalo.
Yeah. Well,
She did get skewered, be
Yeah,
small.
yeah.
I have a feeling he tossed her, and her abdomen was gored enough that they had to put her on a helicopter and fly her out of there.
It probably looked a little bit like bull riding. Steve Kidder calls it natural selection. I
don't disagree.
I don't
Darwin.
either. I use a different term. It's the old Malthusian check to keep the population in order. Thomas Malthus goes look it up. Biology for you.
Well played.
Thank you.
Social Darwinism.
Yeah, although it not really the Malthusian check in play, but whatever thins the herd, keeping
There you
it
go.
in buffalo terms.
Nice.
But I will say this, and I don't know if it's the hubris of Americans in general or just the stupidity of and the product of the education system. As a kid, growing up, we'd make the trek into Banff National Park, over into BC, into Yoho National Park, and throughout all the parks of Alberta and British Columbia. And it'd always be some idiots on the side of the road trying to feed the bears or pet one of the mountain goats or something stupid. And this is before rental cars were popular. People used to drive on vacation in the family truckster.
Nice.
Two things always hit me, and it wasn't a buffalo. Every time you saw somebody trying to feed the bears or pet the wildlife in Banff National Park or Yoho National Park, the license plate on the car was from California, Oregon, or Washington.
Right. They're always Americans.
Always
They're
American.
just so arrogant. Like, oh, he'll love us.
Always American. And then the Japanese tourists were always there taking the pictures of what might be the carnage when this bear decides to
Right.
just turn on this stupid American tourist and eat him for lunch.
You lose a limb and end up on TikTok.
I mean, to the point where we would stop at a picnic area because, we had the green Coleman cooler full of sandwiches and fruit as we were on the, towing the tent trailer to the campground for 2 weeks. That if somebody was feeding the animals, my mom was like, okay, next one. We're not stopping here. Because once that bear gets a taste of human food, they're going to just destroy
They
every
wanna
picnic
hang around
table in
with
the
you.
area. Yep. So.
Folks, it's top of the hour and time for us to go. Give us a little tune out there on the. No.
Oh, you got something else for us?
Tribute to Corpus Christi on the way out the door today.
Y'all have a good day.
Have a great day, folks. We love you.
Thanks, Coach Stav, for stopping by. We'll see y'all mañana. Bye, folks.
Bye, folks.